Good evening, Facebook family and friends, YouTube family and friends. I am Sheba. I am your happy bug. And tonight, like always, is Talk Tuesdays. And I am super excited, as always, about Talk Tuesdays because we are learning a lot when it comes to Talk Tuesdays because there's subject matters that everyone deal with a little bit differently. So welcome and thank you for joining us this evening. Of course, we brought back the brothers, and the brothers are always good on the panel because they get to teach us women what they think. And we love to hear what they think, contrary to what we might make them feel at times. So, good evening. So, what we're talking about tonight is what does it mean to be the head of your household? So, rather than us set expectations upon our brothers, we're going to let them tell us what they think of what it means to be the head of the household. So we have with us this evening Travell Wiggins, and we have Brother Solomon. So we'll start with Travell, and then we'll give him the floor first, and then we'll have have Brother Solomon come on and give us his word, and then we'll just chime into our comment section. So if you have any comments or questions or concerns, just kind of jot them down so we can kind of talk to you about that as they come along. So welcome, good evening, Travell. There we go. There we go.
Oh yeah, you had unmute.
Sorry.
Um, see, I'm different. See, I really joined this panel to listen to other brothers. Especially 'cause I seen that we had some older brothers on the panel that can give me some more insight to
Ooh,
this household thing because I was raised in a household with women. So I never saw a man thing. My granddad was around and I just see him pay bills and he go do his thing. I never really, what I'm saying, see him too much. But I seen the women control the house the most.
okay.
My whole view on this household thing is I'm totally like 50-50 with my woman. I don't mind sharing and delegating duties between her and I. I'm not really aggressive with it. I think trash, something heavy duty. The guy should take care of. Open the door, that chivalry type stuff. I've always been
Right.
that way. When it comes to the kids, I definitely stern is the key. Speak one time, listen to me, set the rules early,
Right.
off that. What I'm saying, and the simple respect when we telling the kids to do something, we should mutually speak together and come up with what we're gonna do before we go to the kids with the plan, so they don't be confused and they'll be trying to plan us against each other.
Okay.
And that's at the moment that's what I have on top of my head.
That is so amazing. I never, I never, that never came to me that one of you guys would say that because there are so many different types of situations that are going on in life and
Right.
in families. So to have a man actually say that, because like I'm a girl that hang out with the guys. I like to hang out in barbershops and you know want to sit around and shoot the bobo with the fellas because women are a little bit more catty. So
Right.
we always chit chatting and gossiping and stuff, but the guys don't really do as much. I mean, y'all, the gossip they do gossip, but it's a different type of gossip. So it's always been easier for me to hang out with the brothers. And one of the things that used to go around the barbershop a lot was men who are raised by women, they too emotional. And that used to like behoove me, like, what does it mean to be too emotional? And because that's always just the concept thinking of the person that said it, it might have, I don't think that they were ever able to really clearly express that to me, how a man could be too emotional, because in my experience, most men aren't emotional enough. So that is such a great concept, and I'm so happy to hear you say it. So we're gonna get back to that travail because Solomon, mine is cooking. We see it in your eyes, brother, and I know it's coming. So we're gonna hear from Solomon, and then we'll come back with some more questions because I think that's really deep. That was really deep. Okay, thank you, Travail. All right, brother Solomon. Good
Okay.
evening.
Still on. Okay, for one thing, the barbershop dude was right. Okay. Okay. You want to hear the okay, nowadays, okay, I'll say it like this. An evil word to say now is masculinity.
Okay.
That's an evil word. That's like a curse word nowadays. Nowadays they're trying to breed out the masculinity in all men. That's why everybody's going genderless. That's another reason for that. You know, if you're too masculine, then you're penalized now. It used to be it was something to be a man's man. Nowadays it ain't. You know, they took out PE. They put glee because they want everything. Yeah, look at the schools. It's all glee now. It's not no PE no more. Something that men prevailed in PE. Now it's all glee, something that women prevail in. You know, you're penalized if you're too much of a man. If you're a masculine man, you're penalized. But if you're a masculine woman, oh, you're just a strong black woman.
Mm.
That's a sad situation because right now the roles have been reversed.
Okay.
Or put it like this: God said, "Okay, I'm gonna tell you as though as I'm Hebrew, so I'm gonna tell you as though the Bible puts it in order.
Yeah,
God
sure.
showed you order. God showed you order from the beginning. Who did He create first?
Now I have a battle with that one, but I'm gonna say man because I know that's what you expected.
No, it's not a trick question. It's a truth question. Okay.
That way, but my ideology serves me differently. But I'm gonna let you have that one.
Yeah, you know what, baby girl? You know what? It's funny. The more I went to school, the more degrees I got, the more atheist you become. Because they teach you this evolution. You have to learn this lie. You came from monkeys. You evolved from monkeys. You came from planet Nubero and the Akunagi with all this other, all this other stuff. So the more knowledge you get, the more retarded you get. Really, though, I learned that a lot of times.
That's
Okay,
true.
so people always gonna come with this spiritualism and tell you, well, God said if you read the Bible, He said made man and woman. No, He spoke it first, then He created. If you read the Bible correctly, everything He spoke, then He created afterwards. That's why
Right.
you see it twice in the Bible. In Genesis 1, you see how I made these animals and all that stuff. Then he made Adam, then he created everything else and had Adam name everything as he created. But then he created Eve. Now he told Adam the law, but Adam told Eve the law. Now what was Adam's sin?
What was Adam's sin?
Yeah. You can
That
unmute
he
Sundown.
let Eve trick him.
No. What did God
Then I
say?
don't know.
What did say Genesis 3 said? Because he didn't tell Adam you sinned because you ate from the tree. He said because you heeded the vice of your woman.
Okay. I'm
No,
listening. I'm with you.
in
I'm with you.
other words, I told you what to do and
And
you
you
did
did
you
something
listened to
else.
somebody
Okay.
else. It's like you being a parent. You tell your children, I don't want you doing this, I want you doing this, I want you doing this. And they listen to their friends and they do the opposite.
Okay.
Are you
I'm
gonna
with
get on
you.
their friends or you gonna get on your children?
I'm gonna get them both, but overseeing.
Yeah, but you're that old school parent, okay? But nowadays, somebody parents get mad. Who you talking about kids like that? Ah,
Right.
ah.
Yeah.
So you have to be calm on that. You have to be careful about that stuff nowadays. It ain't like
Right.
old school days when I was growing up. I'm 50 years old. It ain't like when we was growing up and my next door neighbor could whoop me, and I hope it stopped there. You know, because we told my parents we get another whooping.
Get your ass up again.
So we hope it stopped there. He called me
Right.
here so too. He whooped me. I like, okay, I'm sorry. They want to tell my parents come get another whooping.
Right.
But see, nowadays, orders all gone out. You know, I call it the Tyler Perry syndrome. You know, Tyler Perry, he was raped as a child, and now he portrays that in this movie. That's why all dark-skinned men are evil. Every movie Tyler Perry playing, he's a good guy. All the bright-skinned guys are good guys, but the dark-skinned men, or all the men are like eunuchs, I call them. You know what a eunuch is, right?
Mm-mm.
A eunuch is a nutless man, a man without that can't produce, ballless. You can say he's a homosexual. Majority of them are homosexual. That's what a eunuch is. And so,
Okay.
and a eunuch doesn't care. You know, women always tell me they want these eunuchs around them. I always see women. I got a homosexual friend. People don't know they don't like you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you can see that all throughout the book. They don't want you. They just want your man. They get like, oh yeah, that's gonna
Mm.
mess you up too. That's gonna mess you up real
You
bad.
brought me up with that one. Okay.
They want your man. They're gonna get around you. It's like, how'd you say it? You always see a big woman with a whole bunch of skinny chicks because she's just hoping to get the leftovers.
Oh my God.
Okay, they go out. You have this big woman with like 5 skinny chicks, hoping they
Mm.
meet a group of guys, and one guy got to take one for the team. But let's get back on another subject. Let's get back on the subject at hand, okay? Because we gotta go. That'll take you way left, okay?
Yeah.
But being the head of a household is more than just being a person that tells people what to do, okay?
Okay.
I've been a foreman on my job site, okay? But that doesn't mean I just tell everybody what to do. I can give you directions. Now, sometimes one of my journeymen or even an apprentice might tell you, you know what, we ought to do this way. I know you told us to do it this way, but this make more sense and it's faster.
Right.
Okay, by me being a foreman, I had to make the idea like, okay, the reason they told us to do this because of this, and that. Or you know what? That made a whole bunch of sense. Now, even though I'm in control, I'm the one in charge. What he said made more sense for us to do it that way.
Right.
So I'm gonna go that way. It wasn't my decision, but it's still my choice of what we have to do. Because I can still tell them, no, I want it done my way. And that's gonna cost us money and everything else and more time. But I can do it their way. But that doesn't mean I wasn't in control because I'm doing something somebody else's way.
Correct.
So, being in control of your household, regardless on how you put it, a man's gonna be the one that gets to the end of the stick. I could be a millionaire and meet a woman that's a crackhead. And she could smoke all my money up and make us homeless. You know what everybody gonna say? You got a sorry ass nigga. They don't talk about, because she was on crack, he was working hard doing this.
Right.
Sorry ass, he should have put you in rehab. He should have put his foot down. But when you be nice and all of this stuff, you get walked on. And sometimes, no, you have to sometimes, like being a parent. I tell my children, I ain't your friend. I'm your daddy. I ain't your friend. Don't come at me. Don't you ever call me by my first name. I ain't your friend. I'm your daddy. And that's what people have to get this. They get this. Oh, man, so they're trying to be this this new thing. Everybody's equal. You can't be equal, because if I want to go fishing and my woman wants to go to the movies, if we're equal, that means we ain't going nowhere. Somebody got to make a decision of what we're gonna do.
Mm.
And it's not always gonna be my way. It's not always be her way. But if we come to a point where we can't decide, somebody's got to make that decision.
Correct.
So you can't say a relationship is not 50-50. People have to get that out of their head. This that new age religion, that new age thinking thing, talking about relations 50-50. Now, yes, like your boy said, he used to see his grandpa working, the women took care of it, because that's the whole role of the house. The man goes to work. The woman spends the money. She don't work, she spends the money, pays the bills and everything else. That's how it's always been.
I think I got the wrong.
Huh? You got the wrong man. That's how it's always been. Because the man has always been a provider. People have to understand that's what a man's role is: protect, provide, and character. Okay, a woman is nurturing, love, and security. That's why you can have a football player, first time on TV. Get on TV, sir. You've been drafted to the New Orleans Saints. He's like, yeah. He gets on TV. Huh, mom? Even though mom didn't want him playing football. Daddy's the one that showed him out there, took him out there and showed him how to hit and catch the football and everything. Daddy don't get no respect. It's always mom, because mom is security blanket. When you get scared, first word come out your mouth is,
you call your damn mama. Yeah.
Even though mama hiding behind daddy. But you say mama because mama is security. Daddy's a character. People, that's why women get mad at their son. You look acting just like your fucking daddy.
Right.
Because that boy's gonna pick on his daddy's character. And if the daddy's not there, he's gonna look for a character. Whether it's the wrong character or the right character. Depends on what men you have them around. And that's the thing. That's why men have to be the head, because with the head comes order. See, women go on emotions. Men don't go on emotions. Men go on what we see in downrange. We don't think emotional, oh, this is moving me, or I have this feeling. No, we don't think like that. Men think more aggression. Men think more physical. Women think emotional. Men don't do that. Men are not emotional. Like that man said at the barbershop. You got a man that's a boy's been, your mic's mute. You muted your mic, baby. You hear me? I can't hear you. But anyway, when you You said the guys at the barbershop said that if a man's been raised by his number women, he's real emotional. Yes, because he's taking on their character. See, a woman's gonna sit there and argue with you all day long. Why you didn't do this? Your socks on the ground. You're sorry you didn't take out the trash. Men ain't gonna argue with a person like that. Like you said, a man, you say something wrong to a man said, what? And you say, what back? Oh, it's a fight after that. Ain't no conversation.
Right.
Men don't talk to each other that aggression like that. Now, you might play with your homeboy like that, but you ain't gonna play with a stranger like that. And see,
right.
That's why the strongest word you better say is, tell your daddy.
Right.
Yeah. Nowadays, you can't say that no more.
Because I had my Abba when I was little. He died from I was 12, but you don't want to disappoint him. Like, we never wanted to disappoint Abba.
Well, daughters of daddy's first. A daddy's a daughter's first boyfriend.
Right.
And a son, his mama's his first girlfriend. So what he allows, what a father, Abba, allows his daughters to do or see around them is what they're gonna grow up expecting. Mm-hmm. If he ignores the mama, when those daughters, when they get into a relationship, they gonna, a man start ignoring them, they're gonna take that to be normal because that's what they saw. If he beats on the mama, if he cheats on the mama, if he smokes around the house, see, children takes that daddy, whether it's the stepdad or the biological dad, they take those characteristics into hand.
Wow.
And that's why being the head is more than just being the head of your household. Ain't just, I'm the head, go listen to me. Oh, you feel about it. Your every move is a calculated step because everybody's watching. The kids are watching. I didn't think my son watches me as much as he do.
Right.
Until I started seeing a lot of things he do. I'm doing martial arts. I'm in the living room doing katas. I use a sword, and I see her pick up a broomstick and try to cut, and seeing him one day mimicking me. I'm like, I didn't even see him looking at me, but he mimicking me with a broomstick.
Mm-hmm.
Kids catch on their parents' characteristics. If your daddy's lazy, your son's gonna be lazy. Sometimes you have to break chains because sometimes your parents could be. I ain't gonna lie. I grew up in an abusive household. My mama used to whoop us with anything she saw her hands on. Hot wheel tracks, extension cords, belts, and it wasn't on the bottom. Wherever she swung at, you got to. And that was child abuse. So I don't grow my children up in that kind of order. I grew up in a household where my mama did all this. Talk to my stepdad or my dad. Talk to them like they wasn't nothing. Talk to them like they were like lower than men. And I didn't accept that when I was a kid, but I wasn't talking back. I wasn't gonna get hit. But when I got older, I didn't want to raise. I didn't want to have that household. Now, you see it at the beginning. Like, you start dating a woman, and she's gonna start. Everybody you're gonna meet their representatives when you first meet somebody. Whether it be man or woman, you're gonna meet their representative. You ain't gonna really know that real person until they mad or drunk. Then you get the real person over there. I get you drunk. I get to read the real Bathsheba.
Hey, you gotta piss me off because you can't get me drunk.
Look, that's why I say mad or drunk. Okay,
mad or drunk. Yeah,
because the person gonna tell you their true feelings. It ain't about this sugar-coated thing, watered down thing no more. They're gonna tell you exactly. I don't care if they can look at you, brother, and they'll say, "Oh, you bright-skinned, slant eyes, narrow." They're gonna say whatever they feel about you.
Whatever they gonna think.
It don't even have to be truthful. They just gonna say exactly how they feel about you, and that's what's gonna come out. Whatever in their heart gonna come out. It doesn't matter. They're gonna say exactly what anybody, a man or a woman, gonna tell you exactly how they feel when they get mad, and it ain't gonna be no ifs and buts about it. And not to be funny, the problem is when they do it, we sidestep all that stuff. We like, okay, they were just drunk, or they were just mad. No, that was that flag.
That's how they really felt. Right. Right.
And you got a lot of women that are Jezebel. They don't want a man. They want a man just so they can have that title saying they married. I got this man last name, but they don't want no man running them.
Mm.
See, say a woman is feminist is like a badge of honor. Say a woman is a housewife and she's with her she's under her man. They look at her like,
Right.
girl, you a fool. Why girl, you gonna let that man tell you what to do, girl? Girl, you a fool. You
Right.
gotta run that man. Because that's what's taught in a woman nowadays. It means women ain't taught to cook no more. They taught to talk crazy to people.
So you said something for 2 seconds ago. You said that a woman. You said I'm trying to think exactly how you put it. It slips my mind. But did you say that she doesn't want somebody to rule her? Did you say something like that? What did you say just minutes ago?
I said, a lot of women are Jezebels. I said they don't want a man to rule. They want a man's last name.
They don't want to rule. Okay.
Like
I
the
heard
Bible
rule.
said, they said in the last days, it said it'll be women, it'll be 7 women. Just they said, they just want that man's last name. They don't really want that man ruling over them. They just want the name so they can say that they married. Look at Miss Hillary. Look at y'all, whatever you call her. She was ran for president. Her name is Hillary Rodham Clinton. She still goes by her
daddy's name.
Yeah, I was gonna say something Edomite name, but she still goes by that, even though she was married to Clinton. She still go by and now you don't see them together because the only thing she wanted to do is keep Clinton's name because his name did some things for her.
Right.
She uses his name even though they're not together no more. She still uses his name. They still live in 2 different households, but she still uses his name. Because his last name opens up doors. And a lot of women get married, they become executive, and they tell everybody, I'm married, just so they can get some prestige, even though they talk crazy, they demasculate men and everything else. They just want to use that last name.
Right.
But like I said the first time, a man comes with more than just, he brings more to the table than just a check.
But I think, and I'm not gonna disregard anything that you said because it all makes perfect sense. The issue that a lot of women have is just like you said. Well, Travell said that he didn't come up in a home where it was dominated by men. So I think what happens is some men, and it's a lot of brothers, okay? It's a lot of them. Unfortunately, we don't have a great pick of brothers that we could trust to make those decisions. So what you're saying it means to rule and to be in charge it makes perfect sense.
It's
but
just
the brothers aren't built that way anymore. So that's where the issue becomes. That's where it becomes an issue.
Okay, understand this, baby girl. When you say, like you said, your brother Travell, what happened is some women don't want the man there. So these little boys grow up without. Okay, listen to me. Me as a son, I'm talking this is first-hand information. I'm not talking about all this other hearsay, second-hand information, no Oprah Winfrey books, or none of that stuff.
Right.
When I was growing up, my mama kept my daddy away from us, and I never knew why. I grew up with a lot of anger in me. First time I met my daddy, I was 24 years old.
Wow.
And when I met him, I knocked him out, swung on him, because all that I heard was a lot of evil, misguided stuff coming from my mama, because I took my mama's word to be the Bible. Okay? So my mama said it was true. Didn't give that man a chance to talk. Not to be funny, that man died last year. But when he died, not to the day he died, I met him when I was 24. So over 25 years, 26 years, I knew my daddy before he died. Before my daddy died, he never said one bad word about my mom. I learned the truth is from my mom's sisters what really went on about her and my dad. I found out that she didn't want my dad around because her reasons. It don't matter. She didn't want my dad around. She was the one messing with other men and everything else. It was a whole bunch of stories you start to find out, but you ain't gonna find out. And some men ain't gonna talk bad about the moms. To this day, my kids can ask me questions about their mama. They're like, my daddy, that woman crazy. And she still is ever. That's all I say. She still is ever. But I ain't gonna talk bad about her. Not to my kids, because what went on between me and her, it had nothing to do with my children. And that's what people have to understand.
Right.
Yeah. I say the same thing too in relationships. A lot of people assassinate the other character. You know what I'm saying? it's crazy when the dad or the mom, they fall out with you know what I'm saying, each other. They assassinate their characters in front of their children, and
Right.
have to lead their kids to be picking sides or choosing who they're gonna deal with. I met my dad at 19, and he passed away a little bit longer. And he was trying to share some things with me about what happened with him and my mom. But at that time, you know, like you said, mom word was lost, so there was no understanding to what he was saying. Not
Right.
until later on when I understood. Uh, yes, some women, even mom, was not always perfect, and
Correct.
they have their own faults with relationships going the way it go.
Right.
So my dad, from what I know, my dad was he owned his own business. He man, $1 million companies. You know, he ran a lot of things, and it puzzled me until the day he died. Was like, why would you keep me from a man like that? I look just like this man. Why would you keep me from a man like that? Then you know you hear other stories and things like that. So you know, yeah, it bothers me a little bit that you know I'm still yet. I you know, as you get a certain age, you know right from wrong with how to be a man, but I'm still yet battling with that man thing a little bit.
Yeah, that's solid. We're gonna Dave joined us about maybe like 6 minutes ago. So good evening, Dave.
Good evening. Good evening. Sorry I'm late.
It's okay. So we're gonna let Dave break the ice, and then we'll continue to talk because though we have some very good points, and people are starting to comment. So I want Dave to break the ice on his ideology of the topic at hand, and then we'll continue to go on and put some of those comments to the page so that we can begin to answer those comments as they come in. Okay. So, Dave, the question this evening is, what does it mean to be the head of of your household? And when we first begun, Travell was saying that he was raised in a home where the women were more dominant. So that male figure that ran households, he kind of didn't really get it at first hand. And then we also have Brother Solomon, who but his ideology is that the man's job is to protect, provide, and to be the character of the home. So to be the head of the household is kind of to keep order. So that's where we're kind of drawing from. So your thoughts on this, not anything to do with us. I just kind of wanted to bring you up to par as to where we are right now.
Okay.
So what does it mean to you to head your household? What does that mean to you, the man?
Well, I mean, as far as you know, the man having that title of head of household, I mean, it comes with a lot of responsibility. You know, sometimes
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we can have a misconception of what that term actually means.
Okay.
Um, for both sides, for both male and female, and like brother Solomon, you know, my experience was similar to his. You know, I grew up in a house where, you know, the women, you know, my mom and my grandmother, they predominantly dominated as far as, you know, leadership
That was
because
Travell. Uh-huh.
of the absence, you know, because of the absence of the father, which is common in the Black community. You know, the absence of the fathers, you know, it puts those responsibilities on our mothers to try to raise young men. You know, and a lot of the things that are being taught is not through experience. I mean, it's mostly trial and error because the women they don't succumb to the types of systematic things that we succumb to.
Mm.
You know, so to speak, as far as, you know, for one, you know, if you look in the Black household now, it's, you know, it's a battle between powers. You know, and like I said, for that title, for that head of household, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because for one, women are now at this point, they're starting to exceed us financially as far as supporting the household.
Mm.
So,
Okay.
you know, I can remember, you know, back in the days where, you know, although I grew up in a house where, you know, the father wasn't present, but my mom and my uncles and my aunt, you know, they had the nuclear family. You know, they had both parents. So, you know, I saw I saw that definition of a head of household and what it really means, and do it by example, not just by title.
Okay.
And similar to Brother Wiggins, his ideology behind it, mine is also similar. I feel like the male should be able to carry that it could be considered as a burden, to have that title, head of household, just because of the power struggles that can consist within the house, and just I don't want to, keep jumping back and forth because there's so much meat on that bone, but just to revert back to finances, we now see, the Black women, they're carrying the load, they're taking care of the house financially, they're taking care of things outside the house, they're taking care of the male inside the house. And with that, there's going to be some push and pull as far as how much power can be distributed on both ends.
Correct.
And I mean, it's a lot of aspects to it, when you really dig deep. But for one thing, I would need, my Black women to, look at systematic, things that are, hindering the Black man from, not all Black men want to sit back and, let the woman carry the burden, but all situations are different. Some men don't want to get out and go get it, but they want to wear that tag. You got to understand, if you want to wear that tag, then those obligations gonna come with it. So that's just how I feel about it. I'm pretty much I'm mutual on both ends due to my upbringing, because like, Brother Solomon, like I said, I grew up in that home where the male just wasn't there. There was no presence, so I'm kind of mutual right now with it. I can understand both sides of the argument, if there is one,
Okay. Well, one thing, Brother Dave, let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Dad wasn't there, right?
Right.
Did you know where Dad was?
Well, for most of my life, my dad was in prison.
Okay, now understand this. When you say men are not taken care of, men do take care of their households, okay? Now, you got boys in men's bodies that don't take care of their household. They go around, they got man suits on, but they boy mentality. That's why the first thing a little boy would tell to his woman is he'll call her mama. He won't call him his woman. He'll call her mama because he's looking for a mama. See, a mama takes care of her son, okay? Your woman don't supposed to take care of you. Regardless if your woman makes more money than you, you still have to get. I don't care if you're a convicted felon. Get out there, get a lawnmower, go cut some grass, bring something home. Okay? It ain't about you bringing more than your woman home. It's about you doing something. You showing an effort. I don't care if you jumping on the back of a garbage truck. You showing something. See, that's why I said earlier, it's a characteristic that a man brings. Okay? We just don't sit there. Hey, babe, the new Madden came out today. When you get off work, you bring it home so I can play it? No, it ain't that such thing right there. Okay? You have to get out of that mindset right there. Because right now men are the ones that got we have the one to hold the line. Yes, we have a lot to fight with. We have a lot to go against because daddy wasn't there, or mama didn't want daddy there, or daddy just choose not to be there. Regardless of what the point was, we have, now that you are grown up, you a man, you've seen the mistakes that were growing up as a parent. Me and my wife were talking about this today. I'll be darned if I raise my children the way my parents raised me.
Right.
Because my parents used to child abuse us when it came to whoopings and all of that stuff. I'll be darned if I do that, okay? My mom used to, like I said, my mom whipped us with race car tracks, Hot Wheel tracks, extension
Oh, yeah.
cords, belt tweaks,
Yeah, different
and it
type of
wasn't
discipline.
much. It was back, neck, whatever she felt like. And
Oh, yeah.
she really, and then my mom used to get mad at me and say, "You just like your daddy," and hit me harder. So
Mm,
it was a lot of anger
That's
in
fucked
that
up, man.
situation. Okay, growing up,
yeah.
hearing
Yeah.
this, but at the same time, when you get older, you you have to break cycles. Okay,
I agree. I
you have to
agree.
break the
Absolutely.
cycles. Okay,
Absolutely.
I know what I knew how it is to play catch by yourself, growing up as a kid. Okay, having to be the, even though I was the second to the oldest, I was the oldest son,
Oh,
having to
I
be
have
a leader
siblings.
to all
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
brothers and
Yeah.
sisters.
I have an older brother, so you know.
Yeah. So but but I'm saying, but it comes a time where, yeah, I don't care. I wouldn't care if I to this day I ain't met a woman that make more money than me. I really
Mm,
wouldn't care to find a woman that makes more money than me. Okay, that's what y'all got lost at. A lot of women got lost to that. Talking about first, girl, you need to go to school, get your career, then get a man. You ain't gonna find a man on your same career mode because a lot of men, okay, say all of a sudden you get a man, okay, you was dating since you was in high school. Okay, you met your high school lover dude that broke your cherry and you got pregnant. You know what that dude gonna do?
mm.
He gonna drop out. You know why he gonna drop out? He's trying to take care of that baby. Now
Mm.
that woman gonna
Yeah.
continue going on
Yeah.
to school. This man dropped out in 11th grade because he was trying to do the responsible thing that he thought was responsible and take care of this child that he just brought in.
Yeah.
Now,
And that,
now
but
the
what? Yeah.
woman,
Yeah.
when the
Definitely.
woman
Definitely.
goes to
That's
school,
another element. That's another
no,
element to it.
I'm gonna bring it all in for you. Hold on, homie. Watch this, boy. Listen, all of a sudden, this woman goes to school. She keeps on going to school. She
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
goes to college. This man is working this little. He's working as a garbage man because he don't got no high school degree. So he's working as a garbage man. He's just doing whatever. Now that she
Okay.
got her degree, she became a lawyer. He's beneath her now. So now she
Mm,
don't want him around her child because he's not a good role model because her child ought to look at somebody with a white collar. So then she pushes him away. Not that he goes away, she pushes
Mm.
him away.
mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm.
So now, okay, let's
Yeah.
take it to another part.
Yeah.
Say the dude ain't even living right. Say he pumping dope. He out there slanging every day. Who
Mm,
looking good? Who looking
Say it
good? His
again.
woman. Who looking good? His woman.
mm-hmm.
You got some other
Mm-mm.
women look for dope dealers because they got the nice dresses, they wear these HK bags and all of a sudden they driving in the Lexus and all of that other stuff. They living good while they with that dope man till he get busted.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And he taking all these
Mm-hmm.
penitentiary chances, not just for himself. He got his woman looking like $1,000,000. But when he
Mm.
get
Mm-hmm.
busted, nigga, I'm sorry, nigga. He in jail, girl. Don't be like your damn daddy. You knew what he was doing when you was with him. Y'all was living in the projects drop with a Bugatti in the projects. Come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
You bring attention on yourself. And then you want to get mad when he get busted. And
Right.
call him stupid and everything else. And then don't want him around his children. Even though he can go to prison, change his life and everything else, you don't want him around your children because you think he's a bad example.
Mm.
But
Mm-hmm.
all those chances, a lot of men take a lot of chances for women. See, people have to realize something. Wars have been fought because of pussy. Excuse my language, but that's the only way I
No,
can say
this is
it.
fine. You can say what you
Wars have
feel.
been fought
Yeah.
because of pussy. Okay?
Right.
Men lost their lives because of pussy. Men do all these things because of this, for that thing between a woman's leg.
Oh yeah.
What?
The battle.
No, it ain't no battle. And not to be funny, hold on, that's something right there. Hold on. When a woman gets in a relationship, it shouldn't be a battle about who's going to be in charge.
Right.
Why do you you
But
got married to
hey,
that
I
man?
agree
You
with
took
you.
his
I
last
agree
name.
with you, man.
So that's
But
letting you know who
that's
should
where
be in
we're at.
charge.
That's where we're
Huh?
at right now with it, man. It's
No, because we're
that's
letting
where
it.
we're at
Just
right
like we're
now.
letting this gender free stuff go on. We're letting it. It's to the point
Do
where I can't go see somebody and I gotta be careful of what I call him. If it's a man and he's acting like a female, I can't say, yo, bro, I'm a girl. Don't call me a bro. Man,
Yeah.
hell with you, okay? But hold on. But on that same subject, that goes along with your household. When that woman decides to marry you, she takes your last name. Okay? So that's letting you know who's in charge. But now they don't want that. Nah, this is gonna be 50-50. Nigga, you ain't gonna tell my daddy, you ain't my daddy. Yeah, now I am. Because when you got up there and got married, you know what that daddy
you
says?
put your
Who
name?
gives this woman away?
Mm.
Who gives it? And that's what your daddy says. It's me. You know what? You ain't no longer his property. You mine. But
Mm.
nowadays, y'all don't want to look at. Y'all want to go to this new age.
Contract. It's a contract.
That's
No,
all.
it ain't about contract. Y'all go to this new age
That's all
spiritualism
it is.
thing, talking about we all equal. I can do what you can do. You can't do what
Yeah.
I can do. I
Well,
can't
that
do what you can do.
Man.
that
The
brings
only thing
I
I hear
feel
women
you.
say nowadays is you need to be
I
more
feel
feminine.
you.
that
Y'all
that
don't-
Solomon, that brings us to questions. Here's something that came up. So I put this up earlier, but we were all talking, so we didn't address it. It says we don't want to be controlled and abused and treated as if we can't think for ourselves.
I seen that post when it popped up. That girl popped up. Understand this, my baby. Hold on 1 second. Somebody trying to call me.
It's
I said,
gonna knock you
understand.
out. Oh, there you go.
No, I just sent a message. Understand this, my baby. It ain't about control, okay? Once you get in a relationship, you're telling this man, you know what? When I go to a job site, I can't go to that job site and just get hired on and say, you know what? Now, I know he say be here at 6, but I didn't come in at 6. And I didn't come here to work today. No, you don't come in making your control when you come into somebody else's job site. So when you get married, you come into that man's job site. Then he is in control. Now you can't come in there talking about, well, you know what? Now that I married you, things gonna change. Now you wonder why divorce rate is up 85% in the United States. Because all of a sudden a woman acts all this pleasing and sweet and oh baby this, and then when they get married, they think, okay, now I can take half. I can take half of something I didn't work for.
The
I can
rate
take
up, the
half.
rate up because they making the money and paying all the bills, bro.
Dude, so you keep on going back to that. Man,
It's finances, man.
if a
It's
man is
finances,
not
man.
working, what the Bible
Hold
says,
on, Solomon.
It's
right?
Hold on,
finances, bro.
Solomon. What you
Like
say,
that's the
Dave?
reason why it's finances, man. If you look at
Finances is
the
90%
cause
of
of
that divorce
divorce, the cause of divorce is finance, is financial. It's
Ain't that
financial
true?
hardship that go on inside the marriage that lead to other issues.
But these are
If you
things you're
if you
supposed to
start
find out
out
as you
making
go
money,
in.
like you said, if you start out you a doctor or something and you lose your job, right? And now you're working in the kitchen or the cab, but your wife is still MD, you know, she's still practicing. It's gonna be a power sway. But
Let me ask you a
that's
question.
just what's going on. It's financial, man. It's about most of those issues are rising because of money. You know
So,
what I
but you have
mean?
to realize
And
something. But
women,
that woman never loved you. If all of a sudden
Irregardless.
if I'm working as a CEO of a company and I lose my job and my wife still has a job and all of a sudden now that I lost my job, she starts disrespecting me as a man of the household,
but
she never
listen,
really loved me.
but listen. What about the man? What about the man not being able to handle that change in finances? You
That's
understand?
what I
Like
was just
sometimes
getting ready to
you got to
ask.
look at that ego, that ego push that
Yeah.
go on. You know,
Well,
sometimes
that's what we
dude
call that's what
can't
we call
handle it.
maturity. That's what
You know
that's
But
what
what
I
that's
the
mean? And
maturity comes
sometimes
in.
not always the woman. Now sometimes you got to understand. Sometimes men can't handle that change. And it has nothing to do with her how she handles you, how she talks to you.
it's his
Is
thought
your body
process.
language gonna
Mhm.
change? Your
Yeah,
mind
that's
frame
true.
gonna change
It's
just because
called
you know
maturity.
now my old lady
Doesn't matter though.
making more than me, bro. Like
Right.
sometimes it ain't always the woman that don't. You know,
No,
sometimes the man can't handle it, and it's all ego. You know what I
that's
mean?
That was that
that's
was
all
solid.
true, but that's all true. But at the same time, that's called maturity, because it
On
doesn't matter.
both ends.
Hold
For the
on,
male,
okay.
on
How
the
about this? Say it
on the
like this: when
male
a woman
part.
gets pregnant, a man makes a woman pregnant. The first thing that happens is her body starts changing. Now, this man actually loved this woman. He loved this woman before he married this woman before she got her pregnant. Now he got her pregnant. Now she don't have that hourglass shape, and she starts to get big. And you know what goes on to her mind? It's emotional. She starts talking about he don't love me no more. He looking at other women and all this stuff. And that's the
Mhm.
same thing that's going on with an immature man. When he loses his job, he's thinking like a female. He start thinking
Right.
emotional. She
I
ain't gonna
could agree
respect
with
me
you.
no more because I
I
don't
could
got no
agree with you.
job. And that's why I say it's all called maturity.
On
That's
both
what
I'm
people
parties.
sorry. I'm
On both
laughing.
parties.
no, no, no,
On
no, no,
both parties.
no, because
Because
no, we're talking
I
about the
seen it
man now.
on
Hold on,
both
we're talking
ends.
about the
You
man
know,
now. We're not talking about the woman. We're talking about the man. So if a man gets mad because his woman's making more money than him because he had this Fortune 500 company, his company went under all of a sudden, and now he's feeling a certain kind of way. He's emotional. See, men are not emotional. That's why I tell
They're
my
not
son
as
this.
emotional
Say
as
men
women, but
are
they're
not
emotional.
emotional.
No, men are physical. Men are not emotional. See, women
Wait a
are
minute.
Men are
Hold on. Let
emotional,
me say
bro.
something.
Go
Let me
ahead.
ask
Men
you a
are
question.
emotional,
I'm gonna
man.
bust that bubble on this. Go
Men
ahead.
are emotional. See, that's the problem. See, we want to be rock solid, man. We emotional too, bro.
Dude,
Like
but to a point.
we
To a
got
point
emotions
now.
and feelings.
Don't get
Like
it
just
twisted.
like
I'm
you would
trying to
go
But
out.
tell you that.
If
even
somebody say
anger
something to your
is
kids,
emotion.
bro. If somebody say something to your kids, you gonna go out and handle that. Why? Out of emotion
It
that
No,
was
you have with your
emotion.
okay,
kids.
well,
It was
that's pride.
emotion.
Hold on.
See what
Don't
I'm
get
saying?
pride and
We
emotions
emotional
mixed
too.
up. We getting pride and emotions mixed up.
That
Okay.
ain't got nothing to do with pride. Is something if
No,
somebody tell you your shoes dirty, bro, and you wanna
no.
beat
Somebody
them
say
up.
something
That's
to your
pride.
child. Somebody say something to your child, and you get mad and go eight ball on them. That's because
That's
of pride.
emotion.
Somebody come and
That's
talk
That's
about
emotion.
your
That's out of
emotions,
feelings.
Bob.
love.
You
That's what you
think?
going out of emotion, out of
No,
love. If
no.
somebody tell you your haircut, you got a garbage, but somebody tape your haircut ugly, you got a patch in your head, and you
So
want
let
to
me
go
ask you a
shoot them or
question.
hurt them or beat them up, that's pride there, bro.
That's emotions too. But let me ask you a question. Hold on.
You
Let
know,
me explain
pride.
something. Let me explain something to you. When a man, okay, understand this. I tell my son this. He used to get mad when somebody say something hurt his feelings. I tell him, stop being emotional. You have pride. If a girl hits you, and you see a man hit a girl back because she hit him, it ain't because she hurt him. She messed with his pride. Now that's why he swung back. Okay. Now we got a
Yeah.
lot of emotional
Yeah.
men nowadays that cry, they pout, they fuss, they talk crazy to people and they want their way. They'll
But
sit there
Have you
and pout.
let
have
me
you
let me
seen
say
the
this.
state of the
Emotion is an act of a feeling, no matter whether you're happy or sad. It's an
Okay.
act of a feeling.
You
Now,
got super
your
emotional
pride,
men.
right? But I think that people have displaced the term emotional, and they make it just as you said earlier. We downplay a man being the head because we use the term masculinity. We make it like a curse word. People have turned being emotional, into a curse word, and it's kind of unfair because if something is bothering you, which is why a lot of relationships fold, if something is bothering a man and he cannot express it, that means that it's because he's not in touch with his emotional side. So what
No.
happens is it begins to tear down on him. And and back to what Dave was saying, he said something that was really solid. It's not always that a woman doesn't want to deal with a man because she makes more money. That's where pride becomes the issue for a man, unemotional. His pride tells him that he's not making more money than his woman, so
He
he
gets
needs to do
emotional.
something different. So that's pride. Because to him, he should. See, people don't people okay. I think it's important for a mother and a father to be in the same home because it teaches a balance. Okay? When you're only raised by one of your parents, you're only getting raised from one perspective. When you're raised by two parents, you're getting raised from two perspectives, and this teaches children how to make decisions based on what they see. Now, whether they make it against the parents, it doesn't matter. Because if the mother don't like some of the crazy shit that the father does, the child is going to learn that that's a decision that they get to make. If you're only raised by your mother, you're only watching it from one side. A lot of brothers cannot, just like Dave said, and I mean absolutely cannot take when a woman is making more money, but a lot of brothers can't take when a woman is knowing more than him. And I think a lot of the issues that we have, it stems from us not being well-rounded, to say the least. If you haven't had enough experiences in your life, you're never going to be able. So a lot of us women, okay, we, just for the sake of having a man, because that's what we need, we think we need him, okay? We need our man. For me, I want one. But if his bitches ain't right, I ain't fucking with him. Because I don't have goddamn time to be going through no shit with him. But it doesn't make him any less wanted. But when you feel that you need him, you're accepting this anything just to have one in your home. And they just unfortunately were not well rounded. They didn't see enough in life. They didn't have enough experiences. So that's what happens. So when you have a woman who has a man, like for me, for instance, I am always striving to do something. To me, it's not always about the value of the dollar. It's what makes me feel satisfied. And unfortunately, a lot of brothers can't handle that. Oh, you think you better than me. No, bitch, you think I'm better than you. So then you have the battle of the person. Hey, you know?
Hold on, baby girl, but like I said, the man has to have some want. Like, remember I told you, I don't care if I wasn't working. I lost my job. The man has to have some get up and go about himself. He has to want to get up and go. He can't be sitting at home worried about, well, she make more money than me, so I'm going to be Mr. Mom. I think that's the most gayest thing I ever heard in my life, Mr. Mom. Man supposed to get out there and go, okay? I had a cousin, one of my first cousins. One time she asked me, hey, Solomon, can you come give me a ride to work? My car broke down. Now understand, this is 45 minutes out the way of my way to work. Okay, I'm going to leave an hour and a half early so I can take my cousin to work and I can still go to work, make it to work on time. I get to your house at 5 o'clock in the morning.
He wasn't ready.
You know what? It's a man's car outside in her driveway. I said, hey, Wardy, who car is that? She said, oh, it's my boyfriend's car.
I said, girl, okay.
I said, baby, what? Does he have a job? She said, no, he watches my kid while I go to work. Understand this, my cousin worked at McDonald's as a cashier. She wasn't making a lot of money. She was on Section 8. So I'm like, hold up, baby girl. So you telling me you gonna go to work this early in the morning and ain't gonna sit here and watch your kid? Why ain't let you use his car? Oh, because he might need to take him to the hospital. No, Wardy, that ain't us going. No. He don't want to see you in his car because none of the other women gonna see it. And if this man, oh no, I said I can't do this, baby girl. I can't demote you. I can't do this kind of stuff. I don't do this. What they call it? What's the word I use? When somebody enabler, yeah. I'm not an enabler. Okay, I'm not no enabler. She got mad at me because I wouldn't take her to work. I said, you got a whole man out there.
See that?
Get your kids up.
Solomon, that's unfair.
No,
that's unfair,
Hold on, baby. No, it's not unfair. No, it's not unfair. Because a man, understand this about a man. A man is always seen. My stepdad was a good example for me. I loved him to this day. To this day, I still call him daddy. I know who my biological dad is. I know who my stepdad is. And I love them both. But understand this. My stepdad was always a hustler, okay? He worked at a job for the city. And he went out at nighttime and hustled. He closed cemeteries, cut grass. He did a lot of things. That man sometimes did so much work, he go to sleep at his second job. And I had to go find him and bring him home because he was dead asleep in the car.
But you said you didn't give her a ride. Your cousin, you didn't give your cousin a ride because the man was at the house.
This is the part about it. You start waking. You have to. You know what? Not to be funny.
But you weren't enabling your cousin. Her situation is different from you. Like, let me talk, because you're not enabling your cousin. You blessing your cousin with a ride because she asked you for it. She doing a little part over there with.
I didn't give her a ride because she had a man with a working vehicle that wasn't gonna let her drive in that car. I like, why you got this man in your life if he ain't gonna help you? He has the ability to help you, but he's not gonna help you. He don't want you in his car, but he's gonna be at your house eating your food, watching your kids.
That's the thing. What I don't like about like certain men, they be so rough on every corner of every aspect of life. I get you. You have to come with your man thing, but you made a commitment to go pick her up. You got up early to go do that, and you ain't give her a ride because the man was there.
Understand this where I'm coming from, okay? Before they go left, let me explain something, okay? Some of our women don't take accountability what their wrongdoings are, okay? You have women that date men that they know sell dope or ain't no good. The last woman they beat and they get with him because he got good. Girl, he got good hair. Girl, he light skinned. Girl, he got, oh, look at his eyes. They fall in love for the wrong thing.
You might get fired. Sorry.
Huh?
So he might can fuck. It might be a different reason.
Well, Carol, he dated long story, whatever.
I,
No,
I
hold on,
always,
hold on,
always
hold
live
on.
by this
But
code,
then
though. I
let you
always live
know,
by this code.
see, that's why a woman must have been under a man's covering, whether it's her daddy, her uncles, or anything like that. Because when that man comes, he has to go see that daddy or that uncle. And see, daddy and uncle can see through all that stuff that she can't see, just like mama can see those women that we can't see. We in love with the booty. Ooh, girl, you see the hourglass. Ooh, look what she doing. But mama see everything through that woman, okay? And the daddy can see everything through those men. But we get involved. We get, what do you call it? We get these strongholds with soul ties to people that have no good use for us. They're only out to suck the life out of us. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to let somebody intentionally do it. And I know I can say something about it, even about to slap you upside the head to wake you up. Because sometimes that's what some people need to be, to slap upside the head.
But here's the issue. Here's the issue, Saul. And I'm gonna let you take the floor, Travell, because I'm interested in what you're saying. The problem that a lot of times we have is women, is because we have those factors in our world who wants to make those decisions for us. I understand your position, but there's a bigger picture. And sometimes because of what we set expectations upon people, we want them to live by the expectations that we set for them, and we can. You can do what you like, but it's unfair to the person because you put her in a position. Just because he didn't take her to work, it could have been a whole lot of other reasons why why he didn't let her take his car.
Understand? Oh no, that's why I asked the question. When I said,
but she know you're judging her. She's never gonna answer you properly because she automatically thought you were judging.
No, she did ask me properly. She said that's his car, and I said, "Why don't you use his car?"
Because she respects the fact that he didn't want her to drive it. Well, if you've never been in that position, you won't understand it.
So let me ask you a question. So if you got a man, I'm speaking to you too, my baby. If you got a man, and say he has two cars and your car broke down, and you say, can I use your car till my car get out the shop? And he said no. Why are you still with him?
Because I love him.
Baby girl, I understand love and like and lust are all three letters, but they got four letters. But the three different things all together.
But that's your expectation of the situation. Hold on. Let's Travell take the floor.
I just think, you have no right, to worry about what everybody else got going on in their house. She asked you for she asked you for a ride, you committed to the ride, you got there, you saw the car outside, and you denied her of the ride because the car was outside. That was lame. That was lame, but you entitled to that. Like she was entitled to make her decision, not to ask him for a ride. But I mean, we don't. It's like I said, me growing up differently, I have my own laws about this thing, but I don't know about that one. That one's.
Well, understand this, okay? 3 weeks later, they ended up breaking up because he had another woman at her house while she was at work. Okay, we can go all into why he didn't want her in the car. Like I told her the first time, I saw through him when we first met him, but then she didn't see through him because she was quote unquote in love. But men see another man and know this man is all good for his daughter. Let me ask you a question. You got any daughters, Terrell?
Yeah, 17.
Okay, let me ask you a question. So how old are your daughters?
17.
Okay. Oh, so she's starting to date now. Okay, so we ask you a question. When those jokers come to your house and you see them, they might be dressed to the best, their Sunday best and everything else. Can you see through that dude?
Excuse me?
Can you see through him if he's dressed his Sunday best?
Even if he coming in Sunday best and talking with a white boy's accent, can you see through that joker?
I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I guess you can feel the vibe.
No, I'm talking about when that dude comes to your daughter, that he's gonna take your daughter out. You can't see through that dude.
He say sometimes.
That's called.
He might not. He don't know.
That's called. Sometimes you got to see how to play it out.
Yeah, no, not to have. I have to trust in my daughter. Ain't about seeing how it plays out. I have to have trust in my daughter. But sometimes you can see these dudes. You can see
sometimes,
people do something
like I
that they
said,
can't see.
like sometimes you get to know that you get to see the red flags when that door opens. Sometimes,
Yeah, but
But
being a daddy, you're gonna be overprotective in the first place to your
regardless,
daughters, not to your sons, but to your daughters.
even
But
to your son, because people don't play fair here, and they playing for keeps, and you don't want to be your children's life. You know what I'm saying? But you like, but the rule, the rules, the laws that you instill in your children, even from broken homes like myself, I know how to be a man by myself because I learned all this stuff on the fly. I'm trying to give my son and my daughter that little rope. Be careful. These are the things you need to look out for. If you're not understanding what's going on, I'll let daddy. Let's play this out. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to stop your fun, but let's play this out. What happened last night? You know what I'm saying? Be open with me. Have that open line of communication. So how the date went. He did this, he did that. Okay, be mindful of that. Watch this part right here because certain guys do this. I'm not saying he doing that because once you destroy a little girl hope, her little dream like that, and she not looking for you no more, then she gonna start looking for in another man. You know what I'm saying? And it can definitely go another way.
right. I think those are very vital points. Dave, did you want to come in on this side?
Man, they covered it pretty much, man, as far as giving a ride. But
You're a fool. That nigga is
but I probably would have still gave my cousin a ride,
well, you don't do that anymore, Solomon.
Yeah,
Not giving her
she
no
called
damn
me,
ride.
whether that old boy was there, like I probably would have, that one time I would have took her, but I want to let it get as far as be a habit. You know what I mean? If I know that she called me the second time and I know old boy there, like come on now, the man here every time you call me,
Right.
I want to deny the first
right. I think. Let me tell you, it just depends upon the person. There are some women. Listen, some of us, just like men, there's a lot of women who come from broken homes. And when people feel, the thing that people dealing with, you don't know why they're dealing with some of the things that they're dealing with. Some people's heart has been broken from childhood, and this man might provide something that she's never experienced before. Just in that birth, it's just enough to keep him around. You just never know. One time, my ex-husband is an idiot, okay? My car broke down, and I was driving his car, and that bitch got mad at me, put me out the car. Now, I had my 2 sons and his daughter, so we had 3 children. I had 3 children. Nigga had 1 child. Okay? Well, he had the 2, but 1 was with us. I had the 1 child. So he gonna put me and my sons out. Now, luckily, they really literally was down the street. And I dropped them to school because my daughter, I didn't want to carry the car seat. So I didn't want to walk down the street to the school and have to go to the babysitter, which was literally around the corner. Now, he could have just been mad at me and took the kids to school and left my ass home. That bastard. He put me and my sons out. So guess what? The last thing we were ever going to do is get back in that bitch car. Ever again. You understand? And from that day forward, I made him take his daughter to damn daycare. Now get your black ass up and take her to goddamn down the street. You can take the car? No, motherfucker. You put me out, that motherfucker. I'm gonna let you take her. So now I gave him that responsibility, but I wasn't leaving. What was fucked up? But I wasn't leaving him. You understand that? And then I had the greatest mother in the history. She was amazing. So when we were she took her money and went and got my car. Huh?
He was a what?
Huh?
His mother was a what?
My mother was the most amazing person in the world.
Okay.
So we went to get my car at the shop. Okay. And then it broke down again, my car. So I ended up getting a truck because of my mother, because she was a supercalifragilisticexpialidocious person. Okay. And so then guess what nigga want to do? Drive my damn truck. You understand? I let him drive it too. I let him drive it. But that's just the way things go. So sometimes we can't always, my only point was, you can't always judge the way a person deals with things because you don't know where they come from. You don't know where their pain lies. You don't know what they just need in their world at that moment. And even, we just run into these guys and you get tired of changing them. You just do. So
changing them.
You get tired of changing men. I said it. You made me think I said the wrong thing. I meant what I said.
Baby girl,
Changing
you
him.
can't change a man.
So not the person, the whole person, and get you a new man.
No, you can't change a man.
You're understanding what I'm saying. Overstand. To change him means to get a new man. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay.
You get tired of changing them bitches out. So sometimes we take shit. Hey, it is what it is, Like for me,
changing them out like they tires or something. Like you change the tires, get tired of changing them out.
That bitch worn out.
Worn out here, warm down. Get tired of changing them out.
No, but for real, that's what we go through. Like I have a homophobia. Some women don't give a fuck, but I do. I don't want everybody, around me like that. But some people feel like they need it. You know what I mean? So, okay. I just think that I think this is a really good topic, and I think it could go a lot of different ways. So I love like the direction that each of us are going in this conversation, because to be the head of the household is Travell phone died. To be the head of the household, it all depends upon the person that you're dealing with. And I don't think women have an issue with men being in control. I don't think that's half the battle. I think the problem that a lot of us have is when we get with men who weren't properly, who didn't see what it really meant to properly be a man. So to be a head of his household mean to have someone that he could treat any kind of way. That's where when you read the comment earlier, it says we just don't want to be controlled. That because it becomes abusive. Well, men are very abusive.
Well, hold on, baby girl. Men are not real barely abusive.
They are abusive.
Boys. You got little boys that are very abusive because they think
he grew
emotionally
into a man. He grew into a man. He's a man.
I go to statistics. More homosexual women. They are the leading party of abuses. Homosexual women. Okay, so don't be saying men are abusive. Okay,
now I'm talking about men. I'm talking about guys with trees. Men with penises.
Okay, let's talk about.
That's what I'm talking about.
Now hold on, let's talk about this. You talking about little boys with man bodies? Okay, because a man is not. Okay, listen. I got a car. I got 4 cars outside. Okay, got the BMW, we got the truck, we got the Denali, and we got the HHR. Do I get mad at my cars and beat them up when they run out of gas? Just take a hammer to my car? Oh, you stupid car! The oil light on again. Blah blah. No, that's something that immature person would do. So a man knows he has to go fix it. Okay, so when a man is going through a situation with his woman, and she's mad about whatever, you know what he knows he had to do? He has to fix it. Ain't no such thing about him getting mad and want to swing on her or go tit for tat with her. She talked about his mama. He gonna talk about hers. No, that ain't the thing about being a man. That's why I say people have to get this cliche about a boy in a man's body compared to a man. You got these boys walking around in men's suits.
That's unfair too.
They're not. No, I'm saying
that's unfair because a lot of women do that, and I think it's unfair. To me, it's not my. To me, it shouldn't be for me to call him a boy. That's not my position in his life.
No, I'm not. No, baby girl. You judge a tree by the fruit it gives off. Okay.
Yeah, but you don't call a man that.
Tree or orange. Okay. I'm never gonna call an apple tree orange, nor will I call a peach tree a tangerine. Okay. So if you see somebody out there giving up those strange fruit, you call it by fruit by the tree. What it is. The Bible tells you judge a tree by the fruit it gives off. Okay. So stop. I wish people would stop trying to give. People give too many passes. These women get slapped one time by this man when he was drunk. Girl, he was just drunk. Girl, you know he loved me. And then they get mad to this abusive ass fool, and then they want to blame that on all men. See, the last time I checked,
well, he slapped me. He gonna get his ass got. How about that?
The last time I checked, baby girl, a woman starts a relationship. Okay, a man has to ask a woman, How you doing, man? My name is Solomon. I was digging on you. I want to meet with your name. Can I get your phone number? You can say hell no or yeah.
Yeah, but she
Okay.
thought you was a sweet guy, and then you turned out to be
Okay,
a jackass
but
asshole.
you see, but you hold on, but you don't let it go when you find out he's a jackass.
Because it's hard.
Because you in love with the stroke or something
It
like that.
well,
But
well,
you're in love with the wrong thing. See, that's what I'm
well,
saying. Okay,
shit.
let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, Dave. Dave, let me ask you
Yeah.
my brother a question. Say you meet this woman, okay? And all of a sudden you've been with this woman for like a couple of weeks and she was all good, pretty, and everything else. Then you find out this crazy woman, a nympho. No, not a nympho. What they call that? Yeah, because nympho's a sickness. People don't realize that
Yeah.
actually is a sickness. But hold on, but what's called klepto?
Yeah,
She a
good.
klepto. She a
Yeah.
klepto and she's still alive. Are you gonna break it up with her?
You're a
Are you
guy though.
are you still gonna deal with her?
You're a
No,
guy.
I can't deal with that, bro. I can't deal
I
with
know.
that.
See,
But
now,
you're
see,
a guy.
hold on.
But
No,
you're a guy.
no, because you know why? We thinking mentally. We ain't thinking emotionally.
Because
See,
you're
I don't
you're
want
a
to take this.
guy.
I
That's
don't want to
okay.
take this woman to the mall, and all of a sudden I got NOPD rolling on me because this woman stole something. You know, even though we have money in our pocket to buy it. Just like a woman should see these signs and stop taking love. See, see, love is an action word. It ain't a feeling. Okay, if a person really loves you, he gonna show you he love you. It
Yeah,
ain't
but what
about
about what
being
she
you.
feel? That's how
That's
he
what I'm telling you.
behaves.
Hold on, that's what I'm telling you. He gonna show you. It ain't no feeling, baby
So I'm
girl.
talking about her feelings, not the man.
Baby girl, you getting feelings and a real thing mixed up. Okay, I felt sick. You know what I do when I feel sick? I take medicine to get better.
Right.
One day I was walking outside and I fell in some dog shit. You know what I did? Got up and took those clothes and threw them away. You don't fall in love, you don't feel love.
Yeah.
But love is an action word. It's something a person gonna show you, regardless on how a person feels. Even the Bible, God said, "For God so loved the world that He gave." It's an action word with that. Okay.
Right, but we feel. I think that you're mixing. I think you're mixing the two. It's one thing for you to think that he loves you and he doesn't. It's another thing for you to have learned to love him and can't let it go. She is displaying her
Hold on. You
action.
learned to love somebody that was abusive.
Shit, yeah, you love his ass. That bitch became abusive later. It
Understand this.
happens all the time.
To understand this is what we call maturity right here. No, I'm just being no. This is a serious moment. This is what we call maturity moment. Okay. See, a lot of us fall for the wrong things. Like I said, whether he got hair, whether she got some big booty, titties, all that, we fall for the wrong. Girl, he got muscles. Look at his tattoos.
And he
Got
tall.
them all in prison. But
And he tall.
hold on, baby. Hold on. But then all of a sudden you fall in love with this crazy, deranged man or woman. And see, the thing about a man is when he meets this woman and he finds she deranged, majority of us like sidestep. But no, this woman gonna keep on going like she can change this man. And I'm gonna tell you something, baby. You can't change a man.
We ain't
Okay,
trying to change him. We just hope he'll get better.
baby. He's showing you what he is.
I know it's hard to
I mean,
accept
this
it
woman
though.
is just klepto. She's
It's
showing me
hard.
what she is.
Well,
And
it's
that's telling me, okay, either I want to spend a lot of money on Bell's bonds, or I want to get harassed by PD all the time. Every time we go into the store, cause she gonna steal, or he gonna steal,
but you can still love her and not go to the store with her.
baby.
You just
You
need to
gonna be
have
barred
bail
out
bondsman
of
money
jail.
if you love her.
You gonna be barred out of jail if you don't go
Yeah,
to the
if you
store.
love her,
Because if you go to the store, we can slap her hand. Put that down.
stop stealing shit and
Yeah.
give me a kiss.
See, now you have to be a parent. Now you have to be a parent. Now you have to go around.
Well,
You have to chaperone everywhere she go.
well, you the head of the household.
Yeah, because you're there. Because you know why? You know why your woman in jail? You're a sorry ass nigga. So you must again. Okay.
That's how I go.
It all
That's what
falls
we
on
gonna
the man,
say.
regardless on how he feels or how you feel about it. It's all gonna fall on the man. He could have a woman, like I said, she could be a crackhead, she could be a klepto, whatever. If he's dealing with that woman and he don't set the situation straight,
Then
it's
he'll
gonna
follow.
fall on him. Okay, back to that situation, it's gonna follow. That's why I say it takes maturity. Now, see, me to the point where I can meet a woman, within the first couple of days, I know if I can deal with this woman or not.
Right.
And a lot of grown women can do that. A lot of grown women know they can deal with you for the first 30 minutes of conversation with you. Okay? And that's the thing about it. It's all called maturity. That's why people supposed to have heads in the house. So, because you know what, that'd be funny when a man sees a woman for the first time, I'm not too interested in what your political thoughts are or what your views in life are. I'm looking at
I'm
the
trying to get
people
some
and the
pussy.
kid. We're looking at the body, okay? Men
Mhm.
are physically, okay? We're looking at the body, okay? Okay. Now later on, we're gonna start to find out how you feel. I mean, what's your thoughts in life? You know, what's your beliefs are. That's after we got to know you. But when we
Right.
first
But
met you, we looking
let
at
me
the
ask you a
body.
question.
Okay, go ahead, baby.
As the man of the household, right?
Mm-hmm.
If your duty is to create order, because that's the term you use.
Okay,
I
hold on.
really absolutely
Hold on. Let's get this right. As the head of the household, not just a man, but a husband.
the head. I got you.
No, because you got some men that want to date a woman for 30 years and ain't trying to marry him, and they claim they're the head of the household. Okay, so let's get this right. Being married and
Mm.
being the head of a household. That's what we're talking about. Marriage. We're talking about proper. Okay, we're going about proper order right now. Okay.
Because you're
Okay.
talking about the contract of the marriage, because
Yeah, well, I'm talking about order, regardless, order. Like I said, once you marry me, you took my last name on, okay? I didn't take your last name on.
you're saying that a man that's not married don't have a right to be the head of his household. That's what you're saying.
What household is he talking about if he's not
The
married to that
household
woman?
he live in,
What household is he talking about if he's not
the
married to that
household
woman?
he's living in,
What household is he talking about if he's not married to that woman?
the one he's living in.
He's what this is what the original stepdaddy was, okay? Because he would step in and step out, okay?
Mm,
Okay,
I
people have to
like it.
get that untwisted. I say that's why I said, what household are you talking about if he's not
The
married
house
to that
he's
woman?
so okay. So if that's a good point you bring up. So you're telling me that a man that's not married has no he has no rights to make any decision in the house where he lives. So he's not the head of the household because he didn't marry the woman.
No, understand this, okay? For one thing, cohabitating is, to me, you know, that's already that Bill.
Well,
I'm
that's
Hebrew, so
religious.
okay. No, I'm not a religious person. Okay, don't get that twisted. Okay, I'm Hebrew. That's
But
who I
but
am. It's not about religion.
listen,
But hold on, no, that's
the
culture.
reason why
But
I
hold
say
on.
that, I'm gonna let you finish. The reason why I say that, my study's a little bit deeper when it comes to whole marriage and being with people or whatever, because the marriage in itself is just simply the contract. There's nothing holy about it. It's nothing more than the contract. The contract of marriage says that you got in a contract with me and you said that you're going to marry me. That means you're supposed to take care of me, because the wife, in its olden terms, comes from the woman who the man took on so that she could take care of his household, which is another.
So she could take care of his household,
So she
not
that
him,
takes care of that
not
household,
him, not him,
not him, but
but the
her
household. She,
wife,
like I say, back to
the
hold on.
household.
Did I say this earlier? I said back in the old days when we were talking to that dude Trevon, I said he said he come from with a woman. See, the man used to go to work, like he said with his what he saw his grandpa do. That's what men do to this day. You
Correct.
know, we go to
So
work, we bring
technically,
home our check, and the woman pays the bills. She got access to the account. I got access to my
right.
account too, but she got access to the account. But she pays the bills. I don't want to be worried. I'm worried about working. Okay, see, I'm worried about
So
bringing in money.
technically,
So if he takes that worry off of me, I don't have to worry about no late bills or paying this or
because
paying that.
that's her
She got
position.
access to the money. Okay, she
Right.
goes,
So,
pays, she buys the groceries and cooks the
right.
food. Something I don't have to worry about because that's what they call a helpmate. Okay,
Right.
it's
But
not
that's
called a slave. It's called
but
a
my point, it is
helpmate.
a slave though. Because
No,
that's what
baby.
she listen. That's another topic. But that's what she signed up for. There's no big deal behind it. She signed up for it when she took your name. When she
And I
signed
signed
that
up for,
paper,
I didn't sign up to be her slave when I
she
took
took
her
your
name.
contract. She
Yeah,
took
but
your
hold on.
contract.
So I'm her slave too.
Hey, whatever works.
No, I'm just
I
saying,
guess
no.
you
So if
are.
you look
You
at it
are
like that,
enslaved to
but
her.
see, huh?
I guess you are enslaved to her. That's the way you put it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, but I'm saying, but you don't look at it. See, that's called servitude. Okay, everybody make the word slave. See, like I said, the word birth control. You know those words. You don't. People don't like those kind of words. Slave, birth control. That's why they call it Planned Parenthood and servitude or helpmate.
Right.
Now, so we have to be careful with the words we use nowadays because people take it the wrong way. Like I said, I'm a very masculine man. Oh, girl, he's chauvinistic. No, I'm not
But
chauvinistic.
it just depends upon who you're talking to, because only an ignorant person would take that term and think that it's something bad about it. Because for
We got
us
a lot of
women,
ignorant people out here. Okay,
but
so
let me tell you, there are a lot of ignorant people. But for us women, for us women, when we say, "Oh, he's a man's man," that means that he's masculine.
okay,
That's
but let
what
me ask
that
you a question.
means.
You get penalized nowadays. Even little boys that go to school, You can have a little boy that's 10 years old and he's been raised by his dad and he's real masculine. And he goes and his teacher doesn't like that because the way he talks to people, he looks at you dead in the eye.
Right.
And he's not joking when he
Because
talks.
he's owning his shit.
And yeah, and they take that to be aggression and they penalize you nowadays. See, the men that are making it up in Hollywood, you look at all those black men you see in Hollywood, those some unique niggas out there, okay?
Right.
They have no backbone whatsoever. They all, yes. And it's funny, all like I said, I told my homeboy this. Ain't it funny? Everybody in that Black Panther movie, even though Black Panther was been a pro-black movie, all those black men were married to white women. Every
In the
black
Black
man
Panther
you saw in
movie?
there. Yeah, look it up. Don't take my word for it. Every black actor you saw in there was married to a white woman.
Oh, you mean in that real life?
Yeah, ain't that
Uncle
funny?
there
But that
weren't
was
no
the most
Caucasians
pro-black.
in that movie?
All, through,
Oh, okay.
all throughout
Yeah, no women.
history, our pro-black people, all these pro-black leaders and all this stuff, majority of them had white women. How can you be pro-black and be with a white woman?
Yeah. So
Because to be
here's the
pro
thing.
something means you want to regenerate what you are. That's why I say homosexuals can't be pro-black because they're not able to regenerate what they are. Okay, so how can you say, I'm just I'm grown ass man. I put my pants on one leg at a time. You only thing we can do is box if you don't like what I'm saying. But I say this: people get mad at me when I say that. That's why I don't remember we had that little conversation about Black Lives Matter. I like the slogan, but when I read that manifesto,
You
I stopped
understood
liking it.
something different. Right.
They said people don't realize if you read the manifesto says they're there to destroy the nuclear family. I had to look at that word because I was like, ooh, that's a big word, nuclear family. That is the correct order of man, woman, and child.
Right. But
They
let me
said
ask you a
therefore the
question.
queers and all that other stuff.
Right. But the bearing, and Dave, you can step into this at any point that you feel is necessary.
Okay.
The
I'm here.
okay. The whole ideology behind tonight is what does it mean for a man to be the head of his household? And I think that you guys kind of really covered a lot. I think that a lot of times what happens with us women is that we don't know at what point that we're not allowing a man to be the head of his household, right? And so, and from your perspective, Dave, what is that something that a woman can give you as a man to allow you to be the head of your household where you guys reside together? Or do you think like Solomon that if you're not married to her, then you can't head that household because it's not technically, I guess it's not technically yours?
No,
Is
I
that
don't
what you
feel
okay?
like.
No, hold
Nah, I
on,
don't.
baby.
Nah.
No, understand this, okay? Now I'm talking about we talking about correct order, okay? When I say I'm talking about correct order, I'm not talking about this, okay, baby girl, I like you. We gonna be dating for 5 years. Matter of fact, we got 2 kids together, but I ain't trying to
Right.
marry you, but I still want to run things. No, baby boy, it's called order. It's called responsibility.
Right.
If
But
you want to be the head of something, it's time for you to step up and be the man
to
that you're
own
supposed
it.
to be.
Okay.
And being the man
I
you're
understand.
supposed to be is things that come along with being a man, and that's marriage. That's called working. You know what? Ain't no such thing. If she's working at McDonald's and I'm not working, you know what? I'm gonna swallow. I'm gonna be working at McDonald's. She ain't gonna be working. Ain't no such thing as I'm sitting at the house. I'm gonna be cutting grass or doing something. Okay.
But
A
that's
man shouldn't.
but
A man. That's what I said. It's called responsibility. A man has to stop doing this thing about, oh, it's hard out here. I just got out of prison, and they ain't
right.
trying to hire, brother. There's other things you can do,
But
homie.
that's your perspective. That's why I'm trying
Listen.
to get Dave to give me
Yeah,
his
I
perspective on that.
respect. Yeah. I respect your. I respect his position, of course. But as
Right.
far as, but I mean, you have to look at it, man. You have some people married and they miserable, man. I mean, and it, married and not being taken care of, the kids not being taken care of how they need to, the bills not being paid how they need to, and then you can have some, like you said, some people cohabitating, man, moving to their own, bopping to their own beat, bills paid, kids good, everything,
Mm-hmm.
life's good, taking 2 or 3 trips every year. So, and then like marriage, it varies from culture to culture, man. Every people view it differently.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't say you. I mean, I like you say, you're Hebrew, so I can't go too deep into, the Hebrew culture and your ways of living and things like that. But bro, we're westernized. The ideologies we have are from this Western civilization. These aren't even the way we live is not even attached to our culture that we come from. We're so far removed from that, we don't even know what it is.
Okay, man,
you know what I mean? The systems in place, you got to think the systems in place were never put in place for us, people, black and brown people like me and you. You go to some places in Africa, man.
Let them finish, Solomon.
Some places in Africa, you go, a man is allowed to have as many wives as he wants, as long as he take care of them.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? People get married over here.
What was that word you said? As long as he what?
As long as he can take care of them.
Let me finish. That's what I just said about but listen, some people, a lot of men get married. A lot of people get married out of emotion, and they're not even thinking about the financial obligations that are attached to being married, trying to build something. And then at some point, the two partners, they're on two different perspectives as far as where they want to go. So the man might get stagnant. The female might get stagnant. You know what I mean? As far as where they want to go and what they want to have and how much they want to build. So, it can go both ways. But as far as, you saying that if you're not married to that woman, that you can't be head of the household, I disagree, bro. I disagree.
Marriage ain't just going in front of the courthouse. Okay? Because you can have common law marriage saying, this is my woman and everything else and make this known. Okay. When I'm talking about a man talking about he wants to be the head of the household, but he's doing everything else other than trying to be the head of that household. See, like I said, it's all about called responsibility.
Yeah, that's different.
Okay?
That's different.
When I say taking responsibility, in other words, I want to be if not to be funny, okay, I'm a foreman at my job site, okay?
Right.
When I come to my job site, I know my position as a foreman, okay? I don't go to the job site and say, hey guys, what y'all think we gotta do today? That's gonna last for so long before these dudes start disrespecting me. Okay? It's called leadership and everything you have to do. And you can't take it half-ass or jokingly or wittily or something like that. You have to be serious with this stuff. And that's what people ain't getting like now. Everybody, see, and back to what you were saying about divorce. People have to realize 96%, I looked it up, 96% of marriages today end because of finances.
Right, that's what I said.
No,
it's because of finances, not because of emotion. It's not because of emotion.
It's never married you for they didn't love you.
But no, it go both ways. It's not just the man. It's not just the woman leaving the man. Sometimes the men leave the women. You understand what I mean? Because he's excelled. Because he's excelled financially, and he feels like the woman is stagnant. And maybe he's met somebody at the job or business meetings and this and that, and then he might feel like, well, it's time for him to move on because she's not growing.
No, a man meets another woman, whether she worked at McDonald's and his woman was.
Listen, a man, bro, we gonna meet women. We meet women all day, right? We meet women all day. We meet women all day everywhere we go.
It doesn't matter about position. You can be working at rallies as a fry cooker. And you
that's the thing. We meet women every day, all day. But a man meeting a woman in a job setting where he's actually making money, and that woman is on the same level, making that same money. They intertwine. They have good conversation. They start whatever, and then he's looking at his situation at home, and he's trying to compare that situation at home to what could possibly be with this other woman.
Wow.
You know what I mean? It happens, bro. You know what I mean? So it's not just the woman.
Because it's called immaturity.
People change. I mean, you can remain mature, but people change. And it doesn't have to. It isn't all built. It isn't all like you say. You have to really love that person. Love is
your mind. You have to make up your mind to stay with that person.
We love everybody. Like we love.
But that's not everybody's reality, though.
That's why we're in this way. That's why we're in the situation we're in now. Listen, true story. I met somebody. They was 60. This lady was celebrating her 6-year anniversary. Now, me and her son was in the military together, and I used to call her mama. She was like a play mama to me in New Orleans East. So I go to a party, he's celebrating 60 years of marriage. And I said, baby, let me ask you a question. How did y'all make it 60 years? I know people that knew each other 10 years that's only stayed married 2 months. She said, well, baby, I took the bad, I took him from bad to good. That's what she said. I said, you mean from good to bad? She said, no, baby.
You
I
took
took him
him
from
from
bad
bad to
to
good.
good. Because I knew when you first meet somebody, see, when you first meet them, it's all good and dandy. Because y'all ain't cohabitating. See, all those monsters and beasts come out when y'all start cohabitating. See, now you can't hide no more. You know, whether you an undercover crackhead and you living with this woman now, you can't hide that no more.
Right.
Whether you a whoremonger, you can't hide that no more when you living with this person because now they got full access to you all day long. See, you used to be able to go over there for a little hour, couple of hours, and you go home and do your dirt. No, now you living there, you don't got
Right.
nowhere else to go. So your dirt, all that stuff start coming out in the open.
Yeah,
And
absolutely, man.
it,
It's
and
look,
it,
man, listen.
and it ain't a free
Men,
thing.
men,
No, it
Solomon,
ain't
you
a
know,
free thing.
man, men, Solomon, you know, men, we can lay down all kind of layers, man. We can lay it down like
Because we don't have no
we can
feelings
like
when we do it. Women have feelings.
naturally, man, as men, the women gonna follow. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, but when you know when the grass cut, it's gonna show. But
Majority of women
initially, like you said, we can paint that picture in the opening stages, man. We can make that movie for them.
majority of
Like you
men,
said, but when you get in deep and you start, if you start living together, especially, you're gonna start to see the qualities, the values, the morals, what
and the
type of
fuck
person this
ups.
person really is. But in the opening stages, bro, I could be whatever you want me to be. You be
Right.
like when you first meet, I could be whatever you want me to be. I
That
can talk whatever
representative.
language you want me to talk,
That's that
whatever subject
representative.
matter I can act like but until you really stay with me and get to know me, and then that's when you gonna know, oh, well, man, this man crazy. Or
Right.
this man don't want nothing out of life, or
Right.
he a scumbag.
But when you
You
see
know,
that, hold on. But majority of women, when they see that, I can change him, girl. I'm gonna change him. I'm gonna work on
But
him. And you can't.
it's not always that we're trying to change a man. Let me explain something to you guys. Um, Lakita said that it's not always about immaturity because people grow apart and they change, and I do
I know. And no, and hold on. I love that.
totally agree with that. There's gonna always be
I know. I
times.
agree with that too.
There's always gonna be those moments where things aren't what we would like for them to be. There are people. The situations are always gonna change. The bigger part of the picture is a lot of women are looking for more structure, believe it or not, from our brothers. And a lot of our brothers aren't giving that off. And
Because they ain't been
where
taught.
is yeah, but right. So that's the disconnect. So to just automatically walk away because you think that he's not doing right or he's not what you expected him to be is not always the answer. We're not ever trying to just change you in spite of what it might look like. A lot of times we're hoping that what we can see in you that you would at least one day be able to see in yourself. So a lot of us, as you said, we're nurturers as women, and we know that we have that ability, and we know that those things can be different. And sometimes we just have to practice a little bit of patience. So that's what we're doing a lot of times when we're staying in relationships that we've already deemed improper for us. That's exactly what we're doing. It's just that sometimes the people we've chosen to be with aren't in that same headspace or that they're unable to see that that's what we're doing for them. So the head of our household is very vital. I think a lot of more brothers need to understand. Like, I think you made a move point that was so solid earlier when you said, Solomon, you said that a man, even if the woman is making more money, that man should still go out there and do what his due diligence, I guess you would say. Now,
I agree with that.
as Dave said, a lot of men don't know how to handle that. I think that we've put too much on the value of the dollar because as long as that money is coming in your home, it shouldn't make the man any less a man.
Right.
But if he feels less than a man, he's going to behave like a man who's less than a man.
Maturity.
We deal with more people. We deal with more men who ain't got shit. As women, trust me.
Oh, I told you that, Wardy. Y'all the ones. Listen,
We
now it's
so it's
changed.
not all
Men are
about
going to
that
college
for
now.
us.
No, it used to be women are the ones who went to college and the men didn't. So the woman had more education and she couldn't find nobody on her educational level but the so-called Edomite or white man. Okay,
Caucasian
so
fella.
now, now we going to college. Okay, so that's not the excuse. We got money. We making money. Hell, I made 145,000 last year. Some people that's no money. That to me that's a lot of money. But I'm able to take care of my family. I don't want for nothing, nor to my kids. Okay, but at the same time, if I lost my job tomorrow, I'm not gonna sit around home and start feeling sorry for myself and talking about, well, she ain't gonna respect me now because I don't got no job. If she don't respect me when I don't got no job, she really never respect me when I had a job. Okay.
Right.
That's
So
what I'm trying to
you married, bro? You
Yeah.
married? Okay,
Yeah.
so let me ask you this: if you lost your job, you say you make 145.
hmm
If you lost your job, do you think the structure in your house will change
Nope.
over the course of the next 5 years, 10 years, maybe?
If I'm still out of work in 5 years, then something's wrong with me.
But I'm just saying, I'm
No,
just
no, no. I'm just saying.
hypothetically
I'm being
speaking.
honest. I'm being
Hypothetically
honest. If
speaking.
I'm still out of work in 5 years,
Hypothetically, hypothetically speaking.
Hypothetically
Do you
speaking,
think?
Saul.
Your significant other? Do you think her emotions would change as far as what you're
Loving
doing
you.
now, as far as
her
how you
responsibility
hold the
is
house down and this and that or whatever the case may be. Say you didn't lose your job. Say you had to take a pay cut.
Or say I got
All right.
hurt. Say I got
Say
hurt
you
and
got hurt.
couldn't perform my job.
I don't
Understand
want to
this.
put that on you, but
No, I'm just saying. No, I'm just using it because I'm like, it's impossible for me to go where I
right.
work
Say you
5
get
years.
hurt. Say you get hurt on the
That's being
job,
that dude that's sitting on the couch watching
and now
PlayStation.
you got to get disability or something. Now you getting a check or whatever. Not even half, not even a third of what you were making. And now your wife has to get out there and do a little bit more and to try to sustain the lifestyle that you currently have. Like you said, the cars, whatever. Do
They
you
pay
think?
for it.
Okay, well that's
Okay,
even
but just
better.
say they weren't. Right. Well, just
Just
say
say
they
they
weren't.
weren't. Right. Just say it
Okay.
was a situation where it was a strain on finances.
Well,
Do you
then.
think your household would change as far as
Oh yeah, it's going to change. Yeah, a lot of things going to change because especially if she's not making that much money. Now I got to be
it's
mature enough.
not I'm talking about as far as her view on you and
As a
your
man.
your ideology behind head of household. Like you said, you're married. You now you're no longer the provider that you used to be. Do you think that woman's mental state, emotional state, do you think that would change because your finances are now depleted or have been?
Understand this. This situation has happened in my household. Okay, I was living in Virginia for a little bit. Okay, making twice more than what I'm making now.
But
So
you're still,
yeah, that,
man.
no,
Listen,
hold on,
okay,
that right there.
but
No,
you
I'm talking
still
about
make 140. You still make 140.
and I
Okay, you
work my
still make
butt off.
140.
Yeah,
So if you were making more than that, you can't use that's a bad analogy. You can't use that one. You can't take us from
no, understand
more
this.
money than
Understand
not
this. Every time I
because
took
you
a
still
loss.
make decent money. We're
No.
talking about you going from making 140 to making what
28
probably
goddamn thousand because you got to work for $12 an hour. Let's go there.
right. I mean anything like just put yourself in a situation where you're now in the poverty level.
Within
Like the storm is doing to a lot of brothers.
He can't accept that.
No,
He
I
ain't
can't
gonna accept that. He ain't
listen
gonna
to
accept that.
listen. No, I can't.
Not even as a situation, he can't accept
We
that.
can't even fathom that
He
shit.
can't even he
Let
can't put himself in that situation.
No, yes, I can. Listen, let me explain this to you as a grown man, okay? Now understand this. Every setback is a reason for your comeback. It's a setup for your comeback, okay? Now understand this. I might lose my job. I might be making 145 and I go down to what you say, $30,000, $28,000.
You can't, that's
but
even unthought
no,
of, right?
hear this, baby. Hold on, hear this, boy. But as a grown, there you go, yeah. But listen, but as a grown man, and I have children, a household responsibility, I shouldn't be stuck at that darn $28,000. Okay, I'm gonna be doing other things to circumvent it. I don't give a darn if I'm out there panhandling movies. selling bootleg movies. I'm gonna do something so my wife and my family don't have to struggle. Cause I'm built to struggle. Okay, my
What if you
wife
can't? But
built
but
to
listen,
struggle.
But
what
what
if
if
you
you
break it?
No,
can?
What if
I'm gonna start cutting grass. If I
what if
go
you
out there and
lose a
start
what if
cutting
you
grass,
lose a leg? What if you lose a leg?
dude,
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
put you in a wheelchair. I don't do dirt. Cause they got move. They got wheelchairs you can ride on.
What
You got a lot of much you can ride on, homie. Don't get twisted.
you know
For
what
every wheel, there's a way. No, I'm
you
just being
know
real. No, see, y'all want to go hypothetical. For every wheel,
no.
there's a way. No, hold on, Wally. For every wheel, there's a way. Okay, so people try
Right.
to come up with all these excuses.
we know that. We know that. But what we're saying is what we're saying,
No
what if the
one women get tired
situation
of men. No one reason women get tired of men because that man got stagnated. Okay, when that man gets stagnated,
that
that woman, see, a woman, see, people have to realize a woman is intrigued by what the knowledge you can give her,
mm-hmm.
the conversation you give her. When that man gets
Yeah,
stagnated and he ain't doing nothing and he ain't trying to do nothing,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
no, listen,
His
you have
leg
to be
broke, he
doing
ain't got no money, and he can't have no sex.
listen, and he
That's what
ain't trying to do nothing. That's when she gonna
Right,
get tired of this Negro and go
right,
somewhere else.
right.
right.
She might.
Because a woman to take a man who trying, a
We
woman to take she'll
know.
stick by a man who trying.
Listen here, she'll be with you because you're trying, but she'll get tired if you just want to sit around and lay around and not do nothing, baby.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, see,
Absolutely.
that's what makes a woman
Absolutely.
get tired. Okay, it ain't about a woman wanting to cheat on you. She get tired of your trifling ass. Okay, a woman gets tired, and that's why I say a woman is built to be taken care of. A woman ain't built to be out there working 12 hours a day and taking on her
Dang,
load.
that's what
A
I'm
woman
getting ready
is
to
built to be
do.
taken
That's but
care
I
of.
ain't built for that shit.
I'm not saying you ain't. No one maybe go, you ain't. You
I'm
chose
just
to be
saying.
because you had to
Yeah.
take on a responsibility. But a
Yeah.
woman would rather be sitting at a resort, getting her nails done, getting a facial and all that stuff, being relaxed. And a man
Shit, me
bringing
too.
home butter for she can't
Shit.
afford to do these
Oh, I'm
things.
trying to get that
Going on
cash
shopping
right. Me
sprees and all
too.
that stuff. That's what a
This is
woman wants to do. She wants to
that's
get in
why
that
that's
gym,
why
don't
as
have
a
to worry
man you
about
gotta get
if
your
this
money
ain't a
right
drink.
so you can get out there and get pampered and shit, be at the five-star
No,
hotel
I'm
sitting on
pampering my
sitting
man. He ain't
poolside.
gotta go. He
that's the
ain't
wrong
gotta.
order. That's what I'm saying. People have to get that twisted. We getting on the wrong order. We talking about
You
order.
gotta get
So
you
I'm
gotta get
saying
that money right.
now we got these unit men. They want a woman to take care of them. Like I said earlier, they want to call this one, "Hey, mama, what's up, mama?"
Yeah,
Because he
that's this
wanted,
new school,
he
man. That's
wanted her
this
to
new
treat
school.
him like his mama. He
That
wanted
That's
might
her
be
this
to
new
let her
school.
environmental though. That might just be
That's this new
environmental.
school, man.
Well,
That's
That's
this
just
no,
the
new
way
school.
people speak to each other.
well, I don't call no woman mama.
Well, that's good for you. It's a lot of us like to be called mom. But fuck.
In bed.
Oh Lord.
Ah,
Oh Lord. Don't do it. Don't open that can up.
But nobody want to call mama. Hey, mama, you mind, mama?
you know, some guys do. They do. They'll call you and say, "Hey, mom." That's just what
No,
they think about you. But it could be endearing. It depends upon who you are, and it depends upon where
And
you're
that
coming from.
yeah, depending on where you at too. Like up north, like New York, Jersey,
Mm-hmm.
they say ma a lot, and Dade County they say ma sometimes too a lot. But
and up north, those niggas don't work. I've been up there. Those boys don't want to do nothing, man.
Well,
Lazy bastards.
oh
I've
oh
been in New
lit
York.
oh
I've been in Baltimore. I've been in Maryland. I've been
oh
in
I was in
Virginia.
Baltimore. I was
Yeah,
in Baltimore.
I've been up there.
I
What's
was
that?
in Baltimore, boy.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
lived up there for
that
almost
dirty
2
ass. And
years.
I said just like the president said, y'all president said, that dirty ass town. That place
That
is
been
so
dirty.
bad.
That been dirty. That been
Yeah,
dirty. Well, I
yeah,
was right
indeed.
on Lexington, boy. I
Yeah,
stayed right on
I
Lexington.
was all right. Hey, only thing they had over there was the harbor, and that was dirty. So
That's it. That's it. The market. Lexington Market. That's it.
yeah,
That shit dirty,
so
boy.
you know that's telling the truth, yeah.
I was up there. I used to live up there. I'm telling you.
Hold on, but listen, baby. You see, this is what okay. No, no, sure, it's okay to get serious real quick. See, the breakdown of the family was when all of a sudden Uncle Sam allowed the woman to get Section 8. See, Section 8 said this: I'm gonna give you, Ben. I'm gonna give you a house. I'm gonna give you some food. I'm gonna pay half your electricity bill, as long as he ain't there. Okay. Now you get this man that's trying to do something, but he ain't making a lot of money. So she knows she get with this man, the little that she do have, she gonna lose and have to get less because this nigga ain't got to the potential that he's supposed to be. So now, fuck you. I don't need you. I can do bad by myself. That thing come on.
well,
And
let
that's
me say this to you. I've never been on Section 8, but I know a lot of women who are on Section 8, And let me
It's
tell you
not just for.
something.
Hey, look, it's not just for black women either. Now
Oh no, more white
you
Hell
got
people
to
don't
put
no.
it in
do anything.
perspective.
Don't get it twisted. I'm just
You got to
saying
put it.
that was the
You got
break.
to put it in
Listen,
perspective.
no,
Yeah.
okay,
It's
listen.
just,
The
it's
breaking
just.
up
I
of
think
family started
the effects of Section 8 on the black community is more damaging to other communities.
because
But
the white woman get to keep
holistically,
her man on Section 8. The black woman
holistic.
don't.
But we do. Trust me. Let
So,
me tell you something. We pack his shit when it's time for inspection. So
no,
Yeah.
listen,
but a
no, no,
lot of
no, no,
us,
no, 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 baby. No, I'm talking about legally. Oh, listen here. If a
but
white woman,
it's a lot of
listen, if a
shit
white
ain't
woman, listen, sex, people have to realize the projects was invented for white people, okay, poor white people. And then when they
Exactly.
started asking for government loans,
Right.
the government
Right.
said you had to make this equal opportunity. So then the black people moved in. Know what the white people moved into? The
Right.
suburbs. And they were getting
Suburbs.
all kind of
They went to the
loans
suburbs.
and grants, and they got money. They
They
became
got
the
money.
middle class. That's when they called the middle class got
Middle
invented.
class. They
Okay.
separated.
And they took all. That's why they say black people. See, people don't realize why black people don't really swim. Because you don't find swimming pools in black neighborhoods. Okay. See, even when we move into white neighborhoods and they have swimming pools there, you know what the white people do when they leave? They do them just like they did Haiti. They tear up
real.
everything. They cement the pools and everything else. So the kids, all thing we can do is play basketball. And we go play sports and all this other stuff. And they it's a poverty mind, like the brothers say, poverty mind. They do this. They call it white wave. Okay, they take all their resources out, and know what they do? Instead of bringing their resources back, they flood the police in there, and the police are there acting like prison guards. They looking for something, and to throw your child in jail and break up your house, find your man out there, and throw him in jail for some reason. And the only thing you're doing is breaking down the family. But
Right.
until
Mm-hmm.
we get back to the right order of things, where we
I
got,
think
like you said, daddy, mama, and then children. So like I said, you go to any prominent neighborhood that's prospering, you're always gonna see those three things: mama, daddy,
daddy and children.
children. Go to any poverty-stricken state, and you're always gonna see those things right here: mama, children, whole
Children.
bunch of so-called uncles coming in and out the house.
All right.
Okay,
But let me
and
say this. A lot of it is mindset. Okay. A lot of times when people are not financially stable and they choose each other and they get on Section 8 and they use those type of housing situations, hopefully it's to better their family. And a lot of times people don't use it as well as they think they intend to. But there's a lot of us women who do carry the weight of our husbands or our men, because a lot of us on Section 8 probably aren't married, because the picture is to keep him out of the home, but we deal with a lot of it and we still do it. And see, sometimes you just got to be slicker than a can of grease. All right.
Mm-hmm.
If you marry, he don't necessarily, the man don't always have to find the fact that you're married, because you can marry without Section 8 knowing. It's when they start digging a little bit deeper, or you done gave them too much information, that they actually get to make a decision on it. You pack that shit up in that goddamn closet, put it in your damn car that they don't know you have, and you can have a life of everything. Then you can get everything that you can. You get the Section 8 and the goddamn the electricity stipend. So sometimes we have to use things and to our advantage if we know that we have that advantage for us. Every family is not gonna have a man that makes all this money, or this woman that makes all this money, but it doesn't mean that you don't have to be happy, because there's a lot of people that have a lot of things and they're still not happy. So the plans that people make for us doesn't always have to supersede us either, because we use those things and we say, oh, Section 8 and all this stuff, as if it's a bad thing, but it's not always a bad thing. Like for me, I wish the fuck they would give me some fucking Section 8. Listen, I like that business I got going on right there inside. I would have built the business and put all my money in it. Some people don't really know how to do those types of things, but when we become condemnative of each other, it begins to make us feel that we're not worthy, which is why a lot of men fall to the wayside when they feel unworthy of being in a relationship with this woman. Like it's gonna be such a beautiful thing. And contrary to what a lot of men really believe, once again, I will say that as women, we really do look for you guys to head those households more than you might be aware of. A lot of women, I had a girl tell me one day, and it was the most profound thing I had heard a woman say probably ever. She said she met her husband. They were, I guess, dating, and I guess he decided that they would want to get married, so they got married. But before she married him, or right after their marriage, I can't remember exactly which went first, right? But what she said to him was, "I need you to be patient with me because I never had a man in my life that I had to respect. So don't ever twist it for 2 seconds that we don't need you to head our household. We need it more, regardless of what the plans were to destroy you. A lot of our brothers just need to realize that we're there for them and that what the plans are for them is not always what we really want to be our reality. But when you get into a relationship with a man and he treats you like shit because he's not used to having anybody in his world, then that's when women become a lot more badgering. Women push men out of homes because they're afraid. They've probably been battered by their fathers. You just never know what they've seen. So now they're reacting because of the hurt that they've seen come along in their life. So they're at that place. I think Solomon is frozen. And someone just said that Section 8 can be a crutch and it should be a step, but it should be a stepping to, not a permanent lifeline. And if it is sometimes to become the permanent lifeline for some people, that's okay too. But to all our brothers, and we're here to see you guys. Women are on tonight because we come to see what you have to say about this topic. We love to see you guys on this panel because you guys give us a different perspective outside the ones that we're used to. So thank you guys a whole lot more than you know, that you might have made a lot of this clear for a lot of sisters, even us ones who are struggling because we have these men who we want to let go, but we can't. So maybe you did create a different perspective for a lot of women, Solomon. And Dave and Travell. I wish I had said thank you more when he was on. But we really appreciate these times because these things gives us something else outside of our own perspective to really think about. So for all you brothers that are watching, just know that we need you and we need more of you guys to be like Solomon. And we need more brothers like Dave. We need them. And maybe as women have to work on how we're going to be able to deal with that because a lot of us haven't been had by homes that were men-led, as even like Travell's home. So Talk Tuesdays is where we come to make things happen in our lives and to get that clarity. And we always love the brothers when they come. So thank you. We've been on for like almost 2 hours. And there have been some people like really steadily going with us. So we'll be here Talk Tuesdays next week. We'll be here with the sisters next week of what it means to be the mother, like in that mother in a home that is struggling. You just have to keep going. Say that again.
That's a submissive role.
You know what? Submissive is one of those things. Submissive is one of those things that people put a negative connotation on. But there's really nothing wrong with submission. And a lot of us like being submissive. We just want to be submissive in certain parts. And people want us to be submissive all the way around, like he talks shit to us. And then we supposed to just be submissive. Fuck no. Don't talk shit to me. Now, that whole concept. So there's nothing wrong with submission. And don't think that we think there's anything wrong with it.
What if you do something wrong?
What you mean do something wrong?
Like if you're at work, okay? I'm at work and I do something wrong and my boss get on me. Do I say, I know you the supervisor, don't talk shit to me. Don't talk shit to me.
Do it.
If you do something wrong, hey, baby girl, listen, hey baby girl, understand this. If you do something wrong, somebody puts you in your place, just like y'all get wrong, y'all feel like a man did you wrong, and bark, woof, all that crazy stuff. The same way you give it, you ought to be able to take it. When you do something wrong with a man is being a man, he lays down the law and tells you, hey, Wardy, listen here. This ain't happening no more. No, we got to come. Who you think you are? You ain't my daddy, huh, nigga, sorry, nigga.
I hope you don't call her Wody because all bets are off. The fuck?
Do you know what Wardy means?
I don't care what it means. Don't call me that.
Do you know what Wardy means? Okay. Okay, understand. It's in New Orleans. Okay, we got what they call wards. Okay, we don't have We got what he's still neighborhood. We call them wards, okay? And ward is somebody from my ward. Somebody's familiar to me, okay? That's what we say wardy for. Hey, wardy. What's
I
up, Ryan?
never knew
Somebody I see.
that.
Yeah, okay.
See,
Well, I'm
we learning shit on the panel. Okay, Wody.
so like I say, well, it's Wardy. Somebody from where I'm from. You from the Ninth Ward? What's up, Wardy? I'm from the
You
Ninth
from
Ward.
New Orleans?
Yeah, he's
So,
from the,
you from? We call you Round.
Yeah.
Somebody I see around all the time. What's up, Round? We see that right there. I might not know your name, but I see you around all the time. I said, "What's up, Round?" That's what we say. We say if you from my hood, I said, "What's up, Wardy?" That's how we say that. That's why y'all
oh,
hear
okay.
like everybody from uptown, everybody uptown talking like Cash Money and No Limit. Hey, Ward,
Right.
they talking to people they from the same hood. They from the Cali or they from Magnolia. That's why they saying
Okay.
that.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you want her to be submissive, don't call her. Hey, don't call her like a girl around the hood. If you want her to be submissive, you don't call her like you're a girl around the hood.
No, understand this concept, baby. There's certain things you say to your woman that you don't say that you might
To
say
anyone else.
Like this, yeah.
No, understand this. Like, there's certain ways I talk to my homies that I won't talk to people that I just associate with. There's
I
ways to
understand.
talk to your woman that you ain't gonna talk. I'll talk to my woman a certain way, but I'll talk to other women a different certain way.
Correct.
There's way I talk to my mama, but then there's ways I talk to people that's older than me. So it's
Correct.
always something different. So you won't hear me call my woman, "Hey, Wardy."
I hope not. Now you want to be submissive. The fuck?
But you have to understand something. It depends on where she's from. Because Wardy's not a bad word where we come from.
I don't think it's bad at all. I think it just sounds like you part of the same hood.
See, this is where people see this. I say it's power in words. See, some things y'all don't understand what words are. Like if I say, "What's up, Miss Lady?" See, you don't realize I just called you a bitch. But y'all take it to be all something nice because y'all heard it on Thin Line Between Love and Hate. Y'all heard Martin Lawrence say it, but he don't know. He
I
didn't
never
know.
even know that's where it came from. I hear people say it. I don't take it
Miss
offensive,
Lady
but now I
means
won't let nobody
lady
call
was
me that.
Lady was a female dog in the Walt Disney movie. Okay, so if I call you Miss Lady, what am I calling you?
You calling me a tramp? Y'all, you calling me a lady and a tramp? Oh, okay.
No, okay. Lady was a female dog in the woman. So what is a female dog?
A bitch.
Okay, so what if I called you on a cool? I just said it real nicely. Oh, he called me Miss Lady. But they can call a woman a bitch and they still take that as a compliment.
Yeah, but don't see. But now that I know that, I'm gonna study the term lady.
Being real, there's certain ways you talk to certain people, and there's certain ways you don't talk to certain people.
That's right. So let me tell you, I'm gonna go study the word lady. And if I get deep enough and I find that it means bitch, I won't let anyone call me that. Like I don't let people call me nice.
When I say Miss Lady, when we say, "Cause understand this word didn't originate with me." Okay, the first time we started using that word was in Oakland back in 1989. When we started using that Miss Lady, 1987, we started using Miss Lady. They started saying that because we couldn't curse. We were still in home, and we couldn't curse. Some of my home, but they started talking about we gonna call girls Miss Lady. And then they was still calling you a bitch on a cool, but people didn't know that. And then people started finding that out. So then some girls get mad. You go to a California girl, you call her, "Hey, Miss Lady," she might swing on you.
That's good. So I'm gonna study it. I'm gonna study it, and then I won't let you call me Miss Lady. Just like I don't let people call me nice.
Have you ever heard me call you Miss Lady?
No, I'm just using that as a term. I will educate. Because when people say, "Oh my God,"
love it when they call you bitch, huh?
Yeah, I like that. I like that song. I don't like to be called bitch.
I like that song. But you better not call me a bitch, but I like that song.
Somebody said that's the truth, so I'm gonna study it. And when I study it, nobody can call me Miss Lady. But just I believe in education, and I feel that sometimes we don't give enough account to what we could teach each other. And just as simple as the term Miss Lady, and just as simple as being called nice, because the word nice comes from the word stupid. So don't call me that either. But when you go back and read up on the word wife, you find out it denotes the bitch too. So that's a whole other story. So if I ever marry again, I'm his Mrs. because I'll be the woman that takes care of the man, not just his house. And don't call me his wife. I am his Mrs. But that's
I say you his helpmate. I see it. I didn't say you.
Hey, I don't mind being his helpmate. Just don't call me his wife, and don't call me nice. That's it.
Don't say
But
picnic. You take me to a picnic.
yeah, so we got you know what, we should probably do one night on words, but that'll come to another Tuesday. So once again, I'm going to tell you guys thank you for being here tonight, and thank you for sharing everything that you shared and your knowledge and your ideologies, because I'm sure it's going to help someone who might not have been in the right headspace before this moment. So we'll be here again next Tuesday on another subject. We'll have the sisters back, and then we're going to have the brothers back in a couple weeks about them chastising children that does not belong to them. So
what I tell you earlier. What
yeah,
I tell
we're
you
going to
earlier.
talk about that a little bit later.
What I tell you
We're
earlier.
going to talk about that on that Tuesday,
Being a
because that's
stepdad is what?
my topic.
What I say, being a stepdad is what?
I
The
know.
most honorable, courageous, retarded, stupidest thing a man could ever do.
And
Because it's
then
honorable because you're taking care of somebody else's responsibility. But when that kid gets old enough, you're gonna say, "You ain't my daddy."
and what you gonna say? And what you gonna say?
No, he can't say that. Gonna
No,
kill
what
you.
did you say earlier? He said,
Mom,
listen,
you bought all these toys. Okay,
he talking about, damn, all them toys I bought
That was good, brother.
you. All them G.I. Joes and all them Transformers, and Miss ain't your daddy.
Sometimes I miss work to go pick you up from school because you were sick. Now you disrespect because you smelling yourself.
Yeah.
Hey,
So that's gonna be.
you get bad hit, you just hurt. That's when you hurt your.
That's
hey,
what. That's your pride.
Then you feel.
No, that's your pride. No, that's your pride. That's your pride. So on that note, it'll be next Tuesday. We'll see you. It'll be September 1st. So thank you all for tuning in, and Talk Tuesday as ended for the evening. So the Happy Bug signing off.
Right.